Hi everyone, I'm Dina with Mills Family Gardening. We live in North Texas, Zone 8A. Today is April 6th. And in this video, we'll be talking about lettuce and specifically why we don't grow lettuce in our garden. One of the reasons we don't grow lettuce in our garden is because lettuce is more of a cool weather leafy green. And here in North Texas, we normally grow it during the winter or late winter, early spring. And even in early spring, we can get days when it stays in the 80s for a few days. And that's a sure way for lettuce to start bolting, going to seed, and when it bolts, it starts getting bitter and not pleasant to eat at all. And the other reason is that lettuce is so much lower in nutritional value compared to other leafy greens and herbs that we grow in our garden that I decided to stop growing lettuce altogether. Lettuce is mostly water and does not add a lot of nutrition or nutrients to our diet. So instead of lettuce, we grow the following herbs: cilantro, dill, parsley, basil, sage, oregano, and celery. If you go online and look up if any of these herbs are higher in nutritional value than lettuce, then Google, for example, will tell you that yes, all of these herbs are higher in nutritional value than lettuce. For example, cilantro is higher in vitamins, minerals, like for example, vitamin A, C, and folate. Also, cilantro is extremely high in antioxidants like beta-carotene and lutein. Also, cilantro removes heavy metals from the body like mercury, lead, and aluminum. Now, a website, join.com, states that parsley is 44 times higher in vitamin C than lettuce. Parsley has 17 times as much vitamin K, 5 times as much iron, and 4 times as much calcium, and 3 times as much vitamin C. And the good thing about all these herbs that I mentioned, except for basil, is that they all grow throughout Texas winter, and I always harvest a few leaves or greens from each one of them and add them to our salads. When it comes to celery, celery is easy to grow from seed, but I've also discovered that it's very easy to grow from store-bought celery. When I add those celery stalks in the salad and then the bottom part that has roots, I simply put in moist soil and it starts growing new celery stalks pretty easily and fast. So we have a few celery plants that I planted from store-bought celery, and they're growing just fine. So we covered the difference between herbs and lettuce, and now we'll talk about what leafy greens we grow in our garden in place of lettuce. And those are Swiss chard, kale, sorrel, green onions, and pak choi. Now on versus.com, it says that Swiss chard has 46% more proteins than lettuce. It's 8 times higher in vitamin K, and it has 7 times more vitamin C. We also grow green onions in our backyard simply because they're so easy to grow. And green onions have a lot of antioxidant properties. They prevent cancer and promote heart, bone, and digestive health. They also promote immune support and eye health. Now, a lot of the herbs and leafy greens that I mentioned do not grow throughout Texas summers. They bolt and they don't grow anymore because it's too hot for them. So in their place, what we grow in the summer is basil, oregano, Swiss chard, kale, sorrel, and green onions. Those herbs and leafy greens grow just fine through the summer, especially Swiss chard. I hardly ever water it or fertilize it, and it just keeps growing, and it provides a lot of leafy greens for our salads. We're growing 2 kinds of sorrel in our garden. One of them is red vein sorrel, and the other is green-leafed sorrel. And they both are doing so well in our climate. They slow down during the winter time, but once spring comes around, summer and fall, they grow through those seasons so well, I constantly add them to our salads. For green onions, we have a lot of Egyptian onions in our garden and also bunching onions, or it's called evergreen onions, and they all are growing really well. They love full sun, they keep reproducing, keep growing new Egyptian onion bulbs and also seeds. And to add more health benefits to our salads, I like to add carrots and radishes to them because because radishes starve bad bacteria. In other words, they fight bad bacteria in the body, and we all need that. In case you're wondering why I did not mention spinach as an alternative to growing lettuce, that's because spinach also presents difficulties related to bolting like lettuce, and that's why I mentioned all the other leafy greens and herbs that can be grown instead of lettuce or spinach. And those are some alternatives to growing lettuce. I hope you liked this video and it gave you some ideas of what you can grow instead of lettuce. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a great day.